Rabbi Kaplan, I heard you left a few things out of the last two talks you gave.
Yeah, well, maybe it's one thing I forgot to say. Maybe it's a good sign that I forget, because it's a sign that it's really bothering me, these things. It's really cooking in me, and I forget things because of that. But the truth is, every religious Jew that believes that Hashem spoke on Har Sinai, all this cooks him up, unless he became, his mind and his heart became stopped up from the outside Goyish world. But if somebody is a little bit protected from the outside world, from the influence of the outside world, this kind of talk, it really bothers the truth. And I say, this is another sign that we do have to build barriers between ourselves and the outside world. The outside world is tomei, it's unclean. The main thing there's in the Sefer Shem Yishmael, I think it's in Parshas Kedoshim, the main thing by a goy is erva, is sex. That's the main thing. That's what, of course you could say money is also important there. But what's the whole purpose of money? Pleasure. Money brings pleasure. I don't know, there might be people that they make money in order to put it aside, and they feel good to have money on this side. But there is such a thing. But besides that, the purpose of money is pleasure. That's the biggest pleasure, sex. How long does sex take? 15 minutes, and then it's finished, and the man is weak, and then he falls asleep. But this kind of talk, this is called chiruv v'giduf, blasphemy. You might say that I'm using such strong language because I want to attack, I want to punch. But but the truth is, it is like that. And now what I want to bring out is like this. The Middle Ages, in the time of the Spanish Inquisition, so I read a book about it by a professor, I forgot his name, from the Hebrew University. They wrote a whole book about the Spanish Inquisition. There was a person, his name was Yoshua Halurki. Seems that he was a learned Jew. Maybe even he was a Talmud Chochem. And he shmaded himself. He went out converted to what's it called, Catholicism. And of course, because it was too hard, you can't compare the hardships, the oppression that the Jews put on this woman. You can't compare at all to the oppression that they felt in the time of the Spanish Inquisition from the goyim around. It was definitely very, very hard. So what did he do? He went out and he converted to Catholicism. But that's not enough. Then he went and he told the goyim about, look what the Jews wrote in the Talmud, and he knew. And brother, what they say against goyim, there's this, there's that, what they say. And he caused Jews to be persecuted and to be burnt at the stake. And all because he went and he told the goyim about what the Jews are, what the Jews study in their book. Now, what's this woman doing? Going to the goyim, sitting in front of a Schwarzer woman, an interviewer, which might say that interviewer, that Schwarzer woman might be a good person. I'm not saying. And sitting with the audience of Schwarzes. And I don't care that the word Schwarzes is a derogatory word. I just don't care. And And if you don't like it, I'll say African Americans. Does that sound better? Animals. No, not animals. African Americans. And she sits in front of them and starts saying, Jews oppress their children. They don't give them free expression. What do these people that know from nothing think? What goes through their minds? Oh, Jews are a cult. They're like the other cults. Remember there was that cult, years ago? I think his name was Jim Jones, and they all committed suicide in the end. You remember that story?
Yeah, I remember it, yeah.
Yeah. So, and he was a galach in the beginning. And so Jews are also a cult like that. And who knows what will come out of that? What that'll do to the relationship between Jews and Goyim? What does she care? He says, you go. I mean, I understand maybe if you're sitting and talking in front of a Jewish audience, but we know one another, we understand one another. Even that, there's outsiders and there's insiders and outsiders that understand the insiders. I once had in-laws that were not religious. They didn't know anything, nothing. They thought that we religious just made up the religion. So, and they thought they're upper class and they're intelligent. We made it up. And they didn't say those words, of course. That's what was understood from them. So, and it's just like somebody's going to start saying opinions about how to do open heart surgery. What do you know? So they thought they could say opinions about Judaism. Now, this woman is going and she's talking in front of Goyim. Not in one time. She has a show and she talks. What the Jews do, I think her main point is that they oppress their children, that her child was not able to learn dancing and singing. I don't know she should have come to me and asked for advice about the subject. I would have been more lenient with her. Not that we could do what we want in the Torah, but I can understand what, as I said last time. So she goes and talks in front of the Goyim and tells them that they're not going to understand what it means. But when Chofetz Chaim says in Klal Ches, Halacha Yud Beis, that if you go into a goy and you tell him this guy is a Ramai and he fools people, he's not straight in business. So it's going to be tremendous damage it's going to cause to the Jew. And this person that goes to a goy, says the Chofetz Chaim, and he talks bad about a certain Jew, he's considered a malshin. I don't know how you say that in English. And he's considered... A malshin means that somebody that he talks bad to the government about Jews and he causes them damage. And he's considered an apikoros. And he has the same... He's going to have the same judgment in the next world, just like an apikoros, a kofar about Torah. And in Tchias HaMeisim, that on them the Chazal say that even when it comes a time that gehinm will finish, the fire of hell is going to burn and burn and burn. But it'll come a time that Hashem will put out that fire. But this suffering of these people is never going to come to an end. The pasuk in the last pasuk in Yeshaya Novi said, "Kitolatum lo sichbevi lo kita." How does it say? V'yotzev v'ganas ben Adam, v'ish v'ish. Kitolatum lo samas v'isham lo sichbe. Their fire will never go out. Lo yodei ron l'chol bos. There'll be shame for everybody. That's what's sad on these people, that they go to the gehinm and they talk bad on Jewish people. And that's, so what does this woman do? Main thing by her, the most important thing is to go half naked. That's what is important to her. And then she gained that from giving the torah a kick, giving Hashem a kick, and she gained that, and the rest is already not important. Who knows? I heard somebody was speaking, Rabbi Yossi Haber, he was speaking about this, also in this thing, and he said about this, he wasn't apologizing for Judaism like these others said, but he said, what do you think, you're having a party now? Another 10 years, you know it's going to be. You're so sure of yourself, everything is going to go smooth. And he says, but the truth is, she didn't have to wait 10 years. She already saw it right away. The guy that she married, boom, and after a short time, he kicked her out. I'm sure she has money now also to live from. So what is she? A fashion designer. A fashion designer, let's oversimplify it, like they say. And it means somebody who designs dresses in such a way it should be as provocative as it can be. In that language, it is to be machnis, machshavas of snus in the heart. But how can you do it better and better? So she went into that world.
Rabbi Kaplan, a little louder, please.
And she went into that world, and she is so happy. You see on her smile, I made it. I succeeded. I reached the peak. In what? In the geisha world, there's a world that belongs to the Satan, what we call it the Samach Mem, that's interested in destruction and in erasing. And in his world, you're big, you're great over there. You made it in that world. Wow. Of course, Yiddishkeit is hard. We're not going to make an effort to go through hardships, to try to live through and how do you say mitmoded? I don't know how you say it in English. With hardships. No, it's not that easy. So what I'm saying is, the point I'm trying to make is the Chil Hashem that she made, the desecration of God's name is terrible, terrible. And even if you have complaints against Judaism, you're not allowed to desecrate the name of God. Only what she doesn't believe in God, maybe. And maybe she thinks that God doesn't care and God doesn't run the world. I don't know what it is. The main point is it's the worst, one of the worst averas in the Torah, to go to Goyim and talk and make a bad name for the Jewish people. Don't worry, it'll come the time. We're soon going to have Rosh Hashanah in 2.5 weeks, and we're going to say in the Nesanet Tokef, in the end we're going to say, in the Shemona Esrei, we're going to say, V'chol kula ke'onon tichle. All the wickedness is going to go away like a cloud. It's going to evaporate. Kisaver memshelah zoden min haaretz, when Hashem will take away the evil kingdom from the world. This woman is a soldier in the evil kingdom of this Satan. And Hashem soon is going to make that whole world and that whole kingdom is going to just evaporate. And it's going to be Hashem HaMelucha, the kingdom will go back to Hashem. We should all be zocheh to see it very soon.
Amen be amen.
Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi Kaplan. 1 second here.